Good morning, good afternoon, good night to Los Angeles. The whole world is together in this New World Hope Forum. It is breakfast in Europe. It's lunch in Delhi. It's cocktails, I think, soon in Australia, and nightcap in Los Angeles. So this is an amazing circle around the world, which we are making together once a month with our World Hope Forum. We are celebrating 5 years of the idea of World Hope Forum, which Philip and me came up with when we were locked down in South Africa. To our delight, we had a fantastic lockdown. And we were very creative, so we decided that the world needed optimism and good news stories versus all the bad news we are drowning in. Ever since the news has become worse, so in fact, the World Hope Forum is becoming every year more important. And certainly recently, many of our followers and friends have commented that they need the forum more than ever. I would like you, therefore, to help us make the forum bigger, to reach more people in the world so we can create a better vibe, if you want, and heal. So please, next time and this time, even now, send your links to other friends and colleagues and family so that we can grow our audience. It's very important that we reach a sort of critical mass to together change the world, because that is really what we have in mind. And that's a huge task, as you can imagine at this point. We just came from Milan Design Fair, which was a very strange week. How can you look at totally ephemeral things if the trade war is going on? It's really like you don't really know where you are. We did see very interesting fragments of things, but the whole week was, of course, a bit surreal because of the situation we're in. We met many interesting people. We will do very many interesting new tasks, I think. And we discussed World Hope Forum with many people we don't even know, because they just, throw themselves in our arms to say thank you, which is very cool. We're very happy to be able to make you feel better. Today is a very important and special day for me, because we're going to go to Australia, which, as you know, is pretty far from Europe, for instance. I made the trip, I think, once or twice, and it's really bizarre is when you enter the country, you don't know if it's breakfast or whiskey time. You just don't know anymore where you are. So it's very amazing to see that this continent of a country has become such a leader in design and culture and music and opera and even fashion. So we are very, very intrigued today to finally touch base with the country continent of Australia. And the person who is going to take care of this is a very special person in my life. It is exactly 29 years ago that I received a little boy, slender, very young, in Amsterdam, who told me he wanted to work with me because he had heard some seminars and he really loved what I was saying, and he could quote all the things I said, which was pretty amazing. But I was a bit afraid, such a young boy, so inexperienced and so on. But we did decide to work together, and we still work together, which is a sort of an amazing thing. Our relationship has changed over the years. We are now colleagues and partners. We do a lot of curating together, and we design schools together. So we are in this for a long time, and hopefully for much longer as well. So I'm super proud to announce that it's Philip Fimano who is going to lead you through the continent, and who is going to help you understand his mother country. Philip.
Thank you, Lee. It's actually 23 years, but in
Oh,
regular time, it's probably 29 years for everybody
oh, I
else.
thought it was 29. Sorry.
But it will be 29 soon.
I,
So,
I,
so firstly, I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and also acknowledge their continuing connection to land, waters, and community. On behalf of our international audience, we pay our respects to the people, the cultures, and the elders past and present, and think about the future. So this Hope Forum has actually taken a couple of years for us to put together since we initially searched for a different partner to do it. And so in the end, as Lee said, she asked me to be the ambassador, which I'm happy and proud to do. And hopefully you'll see how all of the amazing speakers today are federating us as much as Hope does. Many of you, I think, are familiar with Australian images that refer to our unique natural landscape or the dramatic beauty of Sydney Harbour. But growing up in Australia in the 1980s, I dreamt, of course, of other shores, of Italy and Paris, where I now live, and New York. And so I self-deported, to quote a current fascist, at the age of 18 to pursue all of that. And as is usually the case, I quickly realized how special Australia is only once I left. So today I'm reshoring, as we now say, by introducing you to some of the most amazing creative voices that I've come to know over the past 30 years. Google Maps has recently updated itself to include the Indigenous names of places across Australia, as well as the colonial ones, which is a great step towards more awareness and understanding. This is so important because country and place making are central to the identities of all Indigenous Australians and Torres Strait Islanders. So, when I was a child, I was promised an Australia that celebrated multiculturalism and Indigenous culture. And as ideal as that might sound, it wasn't always the case. So, with many advancements, there's also been a few challenges. And of course, Australia's First Nations peoples deserve full acknowledgement as the original custodians of our country. The recent referendum that was due to give our Indigenous peoples a more prominent voice at all levels of government unfortunately failed, and so we must instead embark on a new path, which is one of the reasons that we put together today's forum. One in which reconciliation and healing the past will become more critical than ever before, at least if we're to progress together and respect each other. This is why